This week, a student filmmaker schools Hollywood.
And another found a brand new twist on the zombie genre. Welcome back to The Fives, the show where we review the top 5 films lighting up our feeds every week.
Today's lineup is one of the most varied we've ever had. Split realities, Sumi Inc. worlds, alien bazaars, flood-rotted zombies, and finally Formula One racing.
And our number 1, let's just say a student creator landed a Hollywood Reporter feature and absolutely earned it.
But we're not starting there. Let's begin with number 5, Kai.
Number 5.
This is essentially a music video and a proof of concept rolled into one. It's a 60s style split screen technique where the screen is literally divided down the middle. And we saw this a lot in the 60s and 70s. I love this kind of technique. And different worlds are playing out on each side.
It makes me think of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like you can imagine a climactic sequence where you're mixing realities or jumping across dimensions and doing something like this. But realistically, you couldn't sustain it beyond a minute or two.
And what really stands out here is the motion graphics, the logo work, the end credits. It's really solid proof of concept.
And this is another example of someone with real professional experience bringing more to the table. Jiaze is a working professional in the traditional industry, and it shows in the execution.
Yeah, and this reminds me that speaking of style transformations...
Breakout Spotlight.
So this isn't part of our top 5, but it ties perfectly into what we just watched with Alt-Tab. This is a dance performance demo that's been making the rounds. I think it was created by someone under the name of Visual Frisson.
Yeah, what I love what Visual Frisson has done here is that the dancer just seamlessly changes outfits and looks on the beat. You know, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it was a really exciting demo to see. So let's get back to the countdown.
And number 4 just premiered at the Adobe Max AI conference.
Number 4.
Yeah, Guillaume is a French filmmaker based in Paris. He's part of Solo Twin Studios with Dale Williams. We've covered their work before, and it was recently announced in just the last few weeks that Solo Twin is now being rolled up into Promise, which we've talked about quite a bit, Dave Clark's outfit. And so what we're seeing here is really one of the top filmmakers in the space, showing us some pretty amazing work.
What's interesting about this film is it tackles the hardest challenges in AI, dialogue, having 2 characters actually talking to each other, maintaining emotional continuity. That's incredibly difficult to pull off. And the sound design here is exceptional. I mean, I believe Promise has access to some next-level audio tools. I think 11 Labs is involved in their ecosystem, but whatever they're using, it's working. The dialogue feels real.
Yeah, I agree here. I've said in the past about sound and audio being 50% of the experience, George Lucas's classic quote, and this absolutely shows that great audio can just elevate the entire piece.
Whether you see what someone built in 72 hours with over a decade of VFX experience behind them.
Number 3.
How may I help you?
I'm searching for a KX-12 ion cell, mid-century.
Number 3 is The Trade by Michael Eng. And I have to say, I love the sci-fi world he's created here. It feels very much like Star Wars.
Yeah, it reminds me of Star Wars and District 9, that sort of gritty, lived-in sci-fi aesthetic.
Yeah, District 9, I think that was Neil Blomkamp, and this definitely has that sort of pre-Earth collapse kind of feel to it.
Pre-collapse Earth craftsmanship.
The lizard-like creature actually has this look when he sees the little music box come out. He's got this My Precious Gollum energy. I wonder if that design similarity is intentional or accidental.
Yeah, the consistency of the environment is really amazing. I can't believe that he did this in 72 hours start to finish, just one man.
Alright, speaking of pushing boundaries.
Number 2 is attempting something that might be the hardest thing you can do with AI video right now. Human drama with actual screaming.
Number 2.
So, did you text him? Maybe. I might have replied with a fire emoji. Oh my god, Mara, that's not even subtle.
At number 2, we have Children of Earth, The River Claiming by Davide Bianca, who's the co-founder of Grail.
Yes, Grail's one of the bigger names in the space, so the quality's going to be up there. Davide, I think, is now based in LA, but he was formerly working out of Ohio.
This is the 3rd episode of the Children of the Earth series, though it's actually a prequel for the first 2.
And what I think is notable here is that it could be the preview of how development works at big studios in the future. Think about how a show might be developed and greenlit at Netflix. This could be a precursor to getting a green light, where they ask the producers to actually create something like this to prove out a concept.
As for the film itself, I think it's a completely different take on zombies, these water decay zombies. I don't think we've really seen that before. Between The Walking Dead and 28 Days Later, it's hard to find a new take on zombies, but Davide's done it here.
You got World War Z also, of course, but the zombie genre has been really well covered. but he found a new angle, so this is pretty cool to see.
And Grail is definitely one of the top teams in the space.
Which brings us to number 1.
And this is the one we couldn't quite believe when we first watched it.
Yeah, a student still in school made something better than work I've personally seen from Academy Award nominated filmmakers with budgets that would blow people away.
And did it with one AI video tool.
Number 1.
And here it comes now. Every check is green so far. It really is extraordinary. Absolutely sensational. This is the fastest lap we have seen in the circuit, coming in at 1 minute and 5 seconds. If he holds this up, he'll be rewriting history today.
So number 1 this week is Ghost Lap by Josh Williams, who goes by the pseudonym Cian. He's based in the UK, and here's what makes this remarkable is he's still a student. He's still in school studying visual effects and design.
And he just won the jury prize at the Kling Next Gen Creative Contest, which wrapped up at the end of October.
Yeah, and he also got written up in the Hollywood Reporter this week because of its performance at the film festival. And, think what that means for a young filmmaker still in school from a career-building perspective, getting written up in one of the most important trade magazines. That's pretty incredible, I think.
And this is exactly why student years might be the best time to use these tools. You hear about some students getting hounded by their peers for using AI, but Josh Williams is proving that when you're mostly a team of one and you can't surround yourself with a full-time crew, this is how you show off your abilities.
He could never film something like this in real life with current resources.
Not where he is, presumably, not yet.
Yeah, the other thing that's notable, the content itself, this is built around auto racing, Formula One style. I haven't seen any real AI films yet built around auto racing, kind of surprising when you think about it. So he found some open space that hasn't been explored, which shows what the attention you can get when you do that.
What shocked me is the consistency. Everything looks so consistent from scene to scene. The cars, the environments. I'm honestly wowed by it. I'm trying to figure out how he did it, because using something like Kling, you'd think maybe he was using a tool where he could train his own models, but here he's done amazing work with just the tools available.
Yeah, and this is an important point. He made this with only Kling, because this was done for the Kling Film Festival, so he was limited to that one company's suite of tools, where a lot of the best videos we see are usually made with a long list of different tools, kind of taking the best of each one. But he really pushed what was capable and got something amazing out of it.
From my perspective, it looks flawless. Everything is so consistent. The cars scene to scene, the racing environments. This is the level we're at now. Yeah,
I worked on a David Ayer automotive racing show not too long ago, and it only got as far as long as making a trailer. They never actually made the show. And when I think about how much money was spent on that, and for real life visual effects, we shot on a volume stage with real cars. And I think about what we accomplished with that and that budget and what Josh has accomplished here. I think this is a pretty significant achievement.
Yeah, that's the moment we're in. A student with access to AI tools can compete with and beat the traditional industry on pure creative merit.
Yeah, and the Hollywood Reporter certainly thinks so as well.
That's this week's Top 5.
So which film is your number 1? Do you agree with our rankings, or would you have put them in a different order?
Drop your ranking in the comments. We read every single one, and we actually feature community picks in future episodes.
And we'll see you next week.
5.